All right, so in case you guys are new here, my name is Cassandra. Welcome to my channel. Today we are doing a no spend week, and all these things you see in front of me are things that I've accumulated for the last 5 weeks of spending $50 a week. What I've done is I've done a $50 week, then I've saved the food I have left over, used it for the next week, so on and so forth. So this is what I've been able to build for a pantry here in Yellowknife, Northwest Territories, Canada. Using $50 a week. Now I'm going to end this challenge this week just because this is getting too much to keep track of, to separate from my other food that my family eats and that I eat on a weekly basis. So this is the last one in this series, but we are just going to use what we have left over from last week, which is all of this stuff. So I'll go ahead and go through everything with you. We've got many packages of salsa, a little bit of homemade bread, some pancake mix. We've got a little bit of oil, but I also saved and refrigerated this oil that I fried some things in. I don't know if that's really bad or not, but it's what I did, and I'm going to use it, so we'll see if I get sick. These two containers right here on the top are both that pepita salsa. Underneath is a whole thing of that sausage spaghetti sauce. Here's my frozen sausages. I've got half a block of spinach, 2 frozen things of chicken broth. We've got some pie crust, a little bit of frozen cilantro, 2 lemon wedges that have been frozen, a little bit of our berries, some peas, and corn and jalapeno pepper mix. We've got some yeast, probably about 3/4 of that, half a block of fake butter, plant-based butter alternative, a little bit of soya cheese, some beans, some white beans, lots of sugar, lots of rice, half a package of flour, same with the oats, about half a package, some balsamic vinegar, ketchup, mustard, soy sauce, peanut butter, honey, mayonnaise, macaroni noodles, spaghetti noodles, 2 tomatoes, 1.5 avocados. I just scrape the stuff off the top and use the bottom of it. It's always fine. A bulb of garlic, 1.5 peppers, 3 onions, some baking powder, barbecue sauce, can't remember if I said those. Lots of spices. So we've got paprika, black pepper, Italian seasoning, cumin, white potatoes, about half a bag, salt, cinnamon, some nuts here. We've got some pepitas and some sunflower seeds and 8 eggs, I believe. Yeah. So that's what we're going to be working with this week. Okay, so I've pre-prepared some of my pancakes. I'm going to have some with peanut butter and berries and some with chocolate chips. And then I'll make even more with what I have. I have a few more chocolate chips left, a few more berries, enough for probably one more of these pancakes. Lots of peanut butter, lots of pancake mix. So we're good to go. I've also cooked up another loaf of bread here. I'm just waiting for it to cool. I don't know, they're extra puffy, so that's great, but we're going to be using that for some breakfasts. So this is breakfast. I could obviously do a number of things with this. I could just have peanut butter toast or a bit of that plant-based butter on the toast. I just put the egg on and then I'll use the yolk as like a, I don't know, to make it a little saucy, I guess. I don't really know. My husband eats this all the time, just like a runny egg on toast. So that's what I'm going to have for breakfast. I kind of wish I had some fruit. If you have some berries left over or something, that would be good. But yeah, this is it. Okay, so we're going to use all these things to half this recipe right here and make a corn chowder. It's a Rachel Ray recipe, and so I'll let you guys screenshot if you would like to. And then I'll give you the directions on the back here too. And the only things we are not going to do is use bacon, obviously, but I am going to cheat and use a little bit of my bacon fat. I always save the fat from the bacon after I cook it, so I am using that. You don't have to. I just think that'll add a bit more flavor for when I'm cooking the onions and garlic. Instead of ears of corn, we're using our frozen corn with jalapeno, which is great because we don't have hot sauce, so the jalapeno should add some heat. We do have paprika. We don't have thyme and bay leaves, but we're going to use Italian seasoning instead. We've got 1 large potato, and then we've got a cup of stock here, so we're just going to use water for the other cup. We've got our plant-based butter, and instead of lime, we're going to use our 2 lemon slices. So that is what we're doing, and I will show you when it's all done. Okay, so I cooked the onion and the garlic, and then I just dumped the whole bag of the corn in. It said I need 3 ears basically. I might be a little extra, but that's okay. I put a little extra potato in there too. I've got all the spices and my broth. I'm just waiting for that to melt, and then I'll add a bit more water, and then I go ahead and simmer it for 20 to 30 minutes before adding the rest of the things. All right, here is the soup all done. I tried it. It's really good and a little more spicy than I would normally make it because of those jalapenos, I think. And I just have some for my kids here too. That's what we're gonna have for lunch today. Okay, so we're gonna make some soup here. What I've done so far is I've taken the skin off the sausages and cooked them into like ground sausage. So that's what we've got in here. And I do have a little bit in the colander still. I wasn't sure if I was gonna add all the sausage or not. So we'll just see once we get all the ingredients in. Then I've defrosted broth. I've chopped up some garlic, and I've got my half a block of spinach there. We've also got some spices and some beans to add as well. So we're actually gonna add everything to the pot right now except for the beans. So we've got the broth, the sausage, chuck it in there. And I'm gonna put it on medium. I'm gonna add the garlic and some salt and pepper off camera, I think, because it's really tricky to add. Maybe I'll try to add the pepper here. And then I'm going to talk to you about some things you could do alternatively to this. Oh dear. My salt has lost its little thing that pulls out. I'm assuming this is my kids doing. Lovely. I'm definitely going to add that off camera before I dump a bunch of salt in. So just give me 1 second. Okay, so I've got everything added in cooking. Obviously, this is really all I'm going to do. As soon as the spinach melts and it defrosts in there, you can leave it simmering for a bit longer, but then it's done. It's just like a broth sausage spinach soup. Now what I was going to do was take these beans, cook them in my Instant Pot, and grind them up so that it made a cream soup. And I do that because my husband does not like broth soups. I'm unfortunately running low on time, so I'm not going to do that today, and he's just going to have to suffer for this one time or eat something else. But tomorrow I might add the beans to it to make it more like a cream sauce. But sorry, I'm not going to show that to you guys today. So we'll be making this soup, and you can serve that with bread if you have some left. Another thing you could do, I do cream soups lactose free because you guys know or you may know that I am dairy free. Is that the word? Lactose free, I guess. I maybe eat some dairy because I eat dairy alternatives. I don't know, but I make everything not with the traditional ingredients. So another thing you could do is if you have tofu, like soft tofu, you can grind that up in a blender and add that as a cream base or substitute as well. So I'll show you this when it's all done. Alright, so there's one serving. Another thought that I had is you still have some potatoes, so you could definitely add potatoes to this. I think that would be good. I love spinach, so I really enjoy this soup. More when it's a cream one, but and then we still have this much left. I just turned the burner off, but it's still going. So we have about this much left, which is great. If you wanted to make it stretch farther, of course, you could add, like I said, add the potatoes, add some water in with the broth. Okay, so we're going to be making these bean burritos again, except that I don't have tortillas. So I'm going to be cooking more rice and then putting the bean topping on top of the rice to make like a bean burrito rice bowl sort of thing. So in case, I'll try to get my fingers out of the shot so you can take a screenshot if you want to. So this is the recipe. Here are the instructions, all gooped up as always. And I'm just using my Instant Pot to cook the beans. We have about still this many left. We will after the challenge, but I'm trying to do about a can and a half. So that's what I'm estimating it would be. So I'm just going to cook those in the Instant Pot and then go ahead with the rest of the recipe. Okay, so here is my burrito bowl. I've got the rice on the bottom, the bean mixture, and then the soya cheese on top. And you're definitely going to have some to freeze making it this way. Some of the bean mixture probably, you're definitely going to have some to freeze. So It's so late when I'm finishing this up, but I am making another one of those breakfast casseroles. So this will be 4 meals. I'm just cooking the eggs right now. So I've got 2 more left. I just pre-cook them and then kind of pop the yolk, and then it still tastes good when you reheat it. But I used both my avocados this time instead of just one. Also,